May I call the meeting to order? Because we're ready to go, 6 o'clock.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. I'd like to call the January 27th Keystone Facilities Committee meeting. And the first order of the business is election of a committee chair. Currently, we have 2 committee members, myself and Chris. And then after we get some new board members next month, we're hoping to fill that slot ASAP. So be that as it may, I'd like to nominate Chris for the committee chair.
And as a side note, just for the folks who are joining us here, by board policy as it currently stands, the board president cannot chair a committee. So by default, it would have to be Chris Scaff. So just want to make sure that the community is aware that that is part of our board policy.
Thank you, Dr. Rubin. It's very helpful. And same with the vice president. So, Chris.
Hopefully when we get some new members on, maybe we can slide somebody into this slot. I don't mind doing it in the meantime, but my plate's getting kind of full.
Okay, so you accept the chair.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's your meeting, Chris.
Yeah. Who all's here with us? Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing, Chair Chris.
Yeah.
And I take responsibility for this. I wanted to leave it up to all the chairs, and I haven't communicated this yet. It's up to the chair to decide if they want on their own agenda public comment. Okay? So I just wanted to, I forgot to translate that to the rest of the group. So please, Dr. Redmond, please don't let me forget to do that. That's my fault. Okay?
Not a problem.
Thank you.
First one on section B is number 1, Bald Eagle Township Sewer Authority. Sam, you want to talk to us about this? And I know we were having a problem with Mill Hall, but now all of a sudden we're having one with Bald Eagle Township also.
Yeah, so Bald Eagle Township, they got on this as well for the Central Mountain High School area. Last October, on the 16th of October, they sent us a letter saying that while school's in session, we caused them to work at least 1 or 2 extra times a month to clean out the strainer baskets for the sewage system. And they invited me to a meeting. I went to the meeting. They sent us an official letter saying that they're requesting that we build some kind of sewage holding system on site and that we have our own strainers and we clean all of our own stuff. And I told them to please give me a quote for whatever the extra maintenance would cost, because when we look at how much it's going to cost the school district and all the taxpayers to build a sewage treatment system on site versus what it might cost per month for Bald Eagle Township to charge us for the extra maintenance 1 or 2 times a month, it was going to be much cheaper for us to look at that avenue. So now that as of January 1st, I never got a quote from them, but now they're charging us a $2,000 extra maintenance fee. And they said they would reassess that as the year goes. But for right now, we have a bill. It's in the attachments here for $2,000, and that is for the additional maintenance that their folks, have to deal with throughout the year. So that's where we're at.
Okay. I guess my first question is why, and you haven't been here long enough to answer this, in all fairness, and neither is Frank, but why is this all of a sudden being a big issue? Is it because Mill Hall was having an issue? I mean, how can they prove stuff coming as ours?
Well, definitely some of it is ours for sure, because some of the items they found would come from the high school more likely than anywhere else. While school's in session, they get some vapes, they get rubber gloves, probably from one of our CTC classes or custodians or something.
Right.
There was a list of items on the first letter that they had found in the system, and they say they only find those during school, the school months.
Okay.
I asked the same question as you, as the school has been there for 27 years, and now in the last 12 months, we've gotten pressure from Mill Hall Borough and Bald Eagle Township both on sewer-related issues.
Right.
And the middle school's been there for a lot longer than the high school.
Well, this is the first time I've heard anything on Bald Eagle. It's
Yeah.
never been brought to the board or anything. And I'm wondering if they're just jumping on coattails. I have no clue.
Assumption.
Chair Chris, may I make a comment, please?
Yeah, that's a big assumption. It absolutely is why we never heard about it. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sam, for bringing this to our attention. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that you and your team, you've seen photographs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you have bona fide proof that we're discharging things into their main line, right?
Yes, there's no doubt that
Okay.
some of
Okay.
that stuff is coming from the school.
Okay. My second question, please. Now, how did you want to work this? What's your recommendation? Did you want the board to hire them as a contractor to clean it out occasionally, or do we just wait until we hear from them and then they send us another bill? I mean, what's your long-term, short-term plan here?
My recommendation right now is that we pay the $2,000, and if we can work out an annual maintenance plan with them for the additional $2,000 a year or whatever number they come up with, I think that is in the best interest of the school district.
Do you have any idea how long? I mean, have they said they'd be interested in that to be a subcontractor for you, or?
I've never heard a response back until we got this letter on January 20th.
Okay. So you think it's a possibility that something else will be
It may
coming?
be a possibility, yes.
Okay. I feel it's the school district's responsibility if our buildings are discharging things just like any restaurant or hospital.
And ultimately the cost that they're charging or they're proposing long term is something that would be agreeable to the district, as opposed to spending a huge amount in creating infrastructure on school's property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what it costs to build a sewer plant, and it's not cheap.
That's
But
yeah.
Sam, is the $2,000? That's just a starting place, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the first letter they sent us for the starting January 1st, and they said they would reassess throughout the year. Right in the letter, it says, they would reassess at a future meeting or whatnot. So
Okay. Could I find it wild? They just say, well, this we're pulling this number out of a hat and there it is. And they send you a bill for it.
yes,
Frank, what do you think about it?
Well, as I said, my guess is this is an ongoing issue and has been for a long time. The stuff that they're saying they're finding in the sewers isn't material that just started occurring in the waste stream. So I'm not sure why they're coming to us now with it. I think coming up with a solution that makes sense for both the school district and the two municipalities as kind of a long-term agreement makes a lot of sense.
Okay. And I agree with that, but one thing I don't see, Sam, and I'm curious, is that $2,000 a year? I don't see a date on it. Or
yes,
is that
that's why it was $2,000 to start, I think, and then as the year goes, they'll reassess it if they need to raise it or lower it.
Okay. Yeah, I see where it says an annual surcharge,
Right.
but they need to also be in agreement that they need to come talk to us about this stuff. Just to say, here's a bill. That's not being real professional.
Well, Chair Chris,
If you hold on, Elizabeth, if you talk to them, Sam, it'd be nice if they'd come talk to us and keep us in the loop on this.
Yeah, I think that we could invite each other to their sewer authority meeting or our board meeting to discuss it further.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
All right, buddy.
Yep.
Go
Sure.
ahead, Elizabeth.
Chair Chris, yeah, that you're going in the exact same direction where I'm thinking is that some point in the near future, they can just pop into a facilities committee meeting, or if you want them at the full board, but you're the chair. If you want to invite them, you can invite them. Okay?
Yeah,
I have no problem paying, we're recommending that this move forward to the board.
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. And Sam, like you just said, I'd welcome them into a facilities meeting so that we can stay on top of this problem.
I can send the invitation.
All right, man.
Yep.
That's it. Number 2, Mill Hall Borough Sewer Authority. And it's kind of along the same lines. Sam, I know you guys last year cleaned out all those grease traps and everything.
That's correct. So there was an outstanding bill. The reason this was brought up is there's an outstanding bill from last year that the facilities committee back at that point decided they weren't going to pay.
If I could interject something real quick.
Yes.
We consulted the district solicitor, and the district solicitor recommended that we did not pay without there being some substantiated claims.
Okay. This is the bill I asked about. Why are we sitting on it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And as I explained before, the solicitor said there wasn't anything close to enough detail or reasoning or justification for it. The way it was worded could have put the district in a more liable position for any future claims that the sewer authority might have about issues they're having with their equipment.
Okay.
So I also
go ahead, Sam.
do this.
Go ahead, man.
I was going to say, I attached the original bill, and then I attached, the original bill, and then I attached our cleaning service from last year.
Right.
What I want to note is when we had Robinson Septic Service come and clean the middle school, the high school, and the elementary school,
Right.
all 3 of them were noted as being very clean and working properly as they should be, which is complete opposite of what the borough had indicated when we let them take a look at our equipment.
Right.
So,
Do you have that in writing that Robinson said it was clean and in working order?
yeah, I can get it in writing for sure. The guy he said it's a pretty easy job. They're fairly clean, and everything looks to be working right.
Now, was Robinson in before you guys cleaned them or after?
No. We personally, my guys never cleaned them.
Oh, okay.
They were cleaned previously before I took this position.
Right.
And Robinson was the first company that I had ever had come in to clean these.
Okay.
So in the last year and a half, that has been the only time that they were cleaned. And, the plan for me moving forward was every summer we'll clean them. If everything's good, we'll continue on a once a year plan. And if we find that they are, dirty or things aren't working properly, or the borough's having a problem and says it's grease, then we can move to twice a year if needed.
Right.
I haven't I haven't heard anything from Millhall Borough in months about our sewer system. So I don't know
Okay,
what your thoughts are.
let me ask you this. How is it getting so much grease? Are people dumping grease down the sink?
Well, from our end, we don't see that amount of grease.
Right,
You know, the middle school, so the elementary school, it was probably in the best condition. The high school wasn't too bad. But you do have an FCS room and the cafeteria and a lot more students.
right.
You know, there's the same amount of students there now as there was 30 years ago when I went to school. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know where the problems got worse over the years or what's going on, but, you know, I'll do my best from the
Oh, I know you
property
will.
services side of the house to keep things operating as they should be.
Right. Well, I have no doubt about that. I would say you should get that letter from Robinson
Okay.
just so that you can put it with this paperwork so that we have it.
Yeah. So the question is, do we, you know, like Dr. Redmond said, the solicitor is the one that advised the school district not to move forward with paying this. So
Right.
are we good with that right now?
So, Elizabeth, I know you have a question. Can I ask some clarifying thing first? So it looks like March 21st. Was this the original one? Was there one that came before this one? Or is this the first one?
Elizabeth is saying two.
Yeah, there was probably one before this.
Yeah, it was the one before this that the solicitor, excuse me, solicitor suggested that we.
No, this is the only bill we ever got. We never got another bill. We had a letter before with all the pictures,
Okay.
but this is the first time we ever got a bill.
Elizabeth, you were saying there's two. You want to bring us up to speed here?
The gentleman that was the council president previously,
Tony.
Walker, he came with photographs and they came twice to our board meetings prior to you, I believe, Chris.
Right.
And there was another bill, and then they sent another bill. So the secretary there, April Bittner, and Tony's still there. You know, maybe that's something to consider. Just have them send everything, their photographs, everything again. So, I mean,
We have a record.
yes. And if by chance, you know, like personally, I don't see any difference between what's going on in Bald Eagle yet or what's going in Mill Hall. But I think if we have that extra layer of information, me personally, I would just like to table this until next month and let Sam and his team gather that other information and see if there really is are they totally separate issues from Bald Eagle, or are they really the same? And if we're paying Bald Eagle, maybe we should end up paying Mill Hall. But right now, I can't make that decision. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, I can dig into it more.
Yeah, Sam, if they're going to build a case against us, maybe we should have two separate files and just say, here's what they're sending us, so that later on, if there's ever a problem, we have, okay, here's what was sent us to begin with.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I can work with Dr. Redmond and our solicitor and make sure we have all of our ducks in a row for both places.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. I don't want to load your plate with anything else, but also want to make sure we're doing it right. Because Dr. Redmond, you probably have all the pictures and everything from before, don't you?
Yeah, I have one set. They've come and met with Sam and myself also, and again, what's on the thing that Sam shared with you is a sewer backup, and you know, with 13 hours of labor to fix this sewer backup. But if they're saying if grease was the problem, we don't have any evidence that we had any problem with any kind of grease discharge or anything else. So I think that's kind of where we're like, the solicitor and I are like, we want to be helpful, we want to be good partners, but we also
Right.
want to make sure that we're not expending taxpayer money for something that isn't something that's from the school, right? So we
Right.
want to try to find the right balance there.
I
Yeah,
agree
this
with
didn't
that.
take place. It did not take place on school property. It happened, a couple of streets down towards the borough building. It was
Okay.
yeah. It wasn't on school property. It was out in the neighborhood, close by,
All right.
and it happened before. I never heard about it at the time when it actually happened. It was not till afterwards. But they said
All right.
grease and paper towels were the big thing. But I will put everything together and make sure that next month we can, discuss further.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Can you just mention something to the kitchen staffs that absolutely no grease gets dumped in a sink or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I know that they try to keep it to a minimum, and we have
I'm
the
sure they do.
caps for, that's common practice for any commercial cooking facility.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Dad had them at his restaurants even.
Huh.
So I know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Chair
All
Chris.
right.
Chair
Yeah.
Chris, sorry. I can hear you. I'm just going to grab my sweatshirt real quick. Okay. I am here.
All right. So let's set on that and then move forward. And Sam, you can get your info and
Okay.
all that together. All right.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Next one, number 3, Liberty Curtain update.
Go ahead.
I got some questions on this, but you go ahead with what you have to say first.
Okay, so first off, there's two big things that we're waiting on for install. The permanent switch gear, obviously that won't happen until after the school year. They do have it. It has arrived. It's stored in a warehouse. We've got pictures and proof of it, and the warehouse is insured, so all the dynamics are met for them having this equipment in their possession. And like I said, once school's out, they'll start the installation process.
What
sound
is that
system-
switch gear?
What's that?
What is that switch gear, Sam?
Oh, it's a 1500 amp service switchgear that we originally purchased with the new building, and because of the lead times on it, it's for the main power coming into the building.
Right.
It's the main distribution switchgear coming into the building from the street.
Okay.
Yeah, we.
That's what I kind of figured, but I wanted to make sure that we knew.
Yep, that is correct. The next one is sound system. This was something that we just arrived, I believe, last week, end of last week or beginning of this week. And they will start installation here shortly. It shouldn't take an abundant amount of time to get it in. It's just a matter of one of those long lead time electrical pieces of equipment. But that'll be the sound system, main sound system for the school and the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, my understanding is the wiring's all in place. They just have to plug the components in and test it and get it balanced.
All right. I see you have a bunch of stuff for warranty concerns.
Yes. So these are the things that I've been dealing with on a daily basis since the school was turned over to us. Actually just sent more emails out this morning. But, Brett, the principal of the school, he's keeping a tally of some of these minor things that he's noticing throughout the days. But for me, I've been hitting more of the bigger things, like the issues with any kind of flooring, The big one's the retention pond outside, the main HVAC system, the chiller. So a lot of items we're finding out that are not working properly, and they have to work some kinks out of them. For the most part, we have been working through them. It won't be till spring until we have a better idea on the retention pond. We made contact with More Engineering, Crabtree, Lobar, and the Conservation District. The recommendation was that we make some adjustments to the outfall piping, and that seemed to help a little bit with draining quicker. So basically, that retention pond, if you have a big storm and it fills up, between 3 and 5 days, it should be emptied out. It should naturally drain out within the design of the system. And what we were having a problem with at the end of summer there, early fall, is we would go up a week later or 2 weeks later and it would still be wet. There would be standing water in different areas of it. So that is why the retention pond is a question.
Okay, because remember back last year when we were talking about the drainage and all that, and we had to spend a bunch of extra money to take care of those underground springs, and I said that would never happen, and I was against it. And here this problem is still going on. So all that money we spent didn't fix the problem?
No, it did fix the parking lot. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, we fixed the parking lot. We put the retaining or the French drainage system around the entire upper end of the parking lot,
right,
and then the like the concrete material they would mix in with the soil. That all helped, and the pavement worked out pretty well. This is on the other side of the building, up where the
Okay.
playground is. Yeah, the
Right.
hillside out behind,
yep,
where we're getting some drainage into the pond. So,
okay. I got told, and I don't see it on the list here, I got told that, there's a couple of roof leaks, and I got told about, something with flooring, and the other thing was the heat being all screwed up and some of the rooms are freezing, and the gym was one of the big ones.
that is correct.
Okay,
Yeah, so I have on here about HVAC. The gym itself, we're working through. What we found was the units that they installed are Train, and the building automation system is Automated Logic. And what was happening is we, the school staff, were telling the building automation system that we wanted it to be 70 degrees in a room, and that might require the unit to put out 95-degree air,
okay,
to fill that space and make it up to 70 degrees. But what was happening is the building automation system was telling it to work harder than the system wanted to. So basically, the Train system has limits on it, and it was maxing out those limits, and it would shut down the HVAC unit. So working with Train and Automated Logic and Hostler, they were able to adjust the limits on the Train units so that now our building automation system could tell it to get to a certain temp, and it would go there without tripping offline. Now the gym unit, is the only unit right now that we are currently having a problem with. All the other rooms appear to be satisfied, and we have been checking this every single day of the week.
okay,
But the gym remains cold. Some other issues were the HVAC. It was designed to go into a setback mode, let's say 5 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning. you should be able to set back to 65 degrees instead of 70 degrees for cost savings.
Right.
At the beginning, while we were working out those kinks, we had to run the HVAC system 24 hours a day to keep temperatures in the building. Back in the beginning of December when we had those really cold temperatures, just like now, the only way to manage was for us to run everything full tilt 24 hours a day.
Okay.
So,
Chair Chris?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Okay. Obviously, the build and the fallout is not what you're hoping for. So here's my question to you. All of these deficiencies, is the school district absorbing all of this through your staff phone calls, hours, times, or is any of this covered under some sort of warranty and those costs are being deferred to the problem?
so
That's all
the warranty, we're good for at least the first year. So through August of 26, or August of this year, that is our target to get everything running exactly as it should be.
okay.
So some of the things on this list are just minor little things here and there that will get addressed. Not a big deal. But the HVAC, some of the flooring, as you mentioned.
That's us, or is that warranty?
I don't know. No, the contractors are working on all of this. My job is to hold them accountable, and that's what I'm doing for the school district.
Yeah.
But my phone goes off every single day because of something at Liberty Curtain. I will tell you.
Oh, I'm
out of
so
the
sorry.
eight
That
schools-
wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan when this all started. Okay, the plan was to make it easier for everybody. But be that as it may, deeply appreciate everything you're doing, and just keep us. Me personally, I feel this way, Chris. That this will be just keep it on the agenda, and then as the things get checked off or things
Yep.
grow, that's how I feel about it. Because there's nothing we can do.
I totally believe that Sam will stay on them and get
Oh
it
yeah,
done.
yeah. But just so we're always updated, because no one, the other facilities committees, those conversations. Well, anyways, this is great. Thank you.
Yep. Yes. So I can update this every single month until we're done with it. If you would like.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
What was the roof leak, Sam?
So right now it's a little tough to find them, but
Right.
there was several roof leaks to start, and then we had them come back and flood the roof and repair a few. But we won't know again till spring if we actually found them all. But they're minor pinhole things here and there that on a roof, the roofing guy will take really good care of the roof, and you might have the electrician or HVAC guy that decides to throw his tools down on top of it.
Right.
So those are the construction nuances that we have to manage our way through, and we'll be chasing our tail for a little bit, but hopefully in the spring we can get a couple of good heavy rains and determine if we still have leaks or not.
All right, man. Just do us a favor and keep us in the loop, will you?
Absolutely.
All right. Anybody got anything else on Liberty Curtain? Let's go to the current project review, number 4. Oh,
So these are the two main things that we have going on right now. They're the two projects that have been fully approved for funding, and due to our current budget status, I don't know if there'll be many more here in the near future or not, but the Family and Consumer Science Room, the engineering service is complete. I've been collecting quotes from all the local contractors who participate in the CoStars program, and that we've used here in the past for other projects. And then as soon as we can here in the spring, my plan is to get this going by March, middle of March, end of March. My folks are going to demo the existing science classroom and, to try and save some money. And then we'll bring in the electrical company, the mechanical, and general contractors who we hope to choose locally here to get this work done. Some of them were a part of the design side of it with Fred Hoy's class in the drafting with the CTC. So we got a pretty good working relationship with some of these groups around here. And then as soon as that is selected, I will make sure that we make that public information for everybody.
Okay.
But we have.
Is that something that absolutely needs to happen?
It's been like 2 or 3 years in the works. It started before my time, and then
Right.
we
Chris,
got.
if you want to really understand what the need for this is, come to
Yeah.
the high school when high school is happening, and I'll take you to the FCS room while there's students in there trying to get something done, and you'll see that it absolutely has to happen.
Okay. Yeah, I would do that just to see, because the bad part about all this, the way everything happened, is we're all playing catch up.
Yeah.
And like Sam's not been here that long. I've got 2 years in, you have 2 years in, and I feel like we're trying to play catch up, and a lot of this stuff we never knew anything about. So that's all. And Sam, you're doing a great job. I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything we got to do.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah. Dr. Redmond's has a good point. There's probably 30 kids in the classroom and maybe 2 cook stations for all those kids. So it's not ideal.
And it wasn't at a classroom originally. It used to be a student store that got converted into a classroom. We want to turn it back into a student store, so that's why we're remodeling this other room to make it an effective family and consumer science classroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
go ahead.
Chair Chris.
the update.
Yeah, Chair Chris, just a real quick history. When this was first discussed, the team at that time, we got a tour of everything, and one of the members said, well, why don't you just use the CTC kitchens for this instead of building another room? But it was a good concept, but it's completely impractical. So I just wanted to let you know that. I was there for the whole tours, and I fully support this 100%.
Not just impractical, but we can't use the CTC room for non-CTC related courses.
Right. It was it was a non-issue. Non-issue.
Yeah, because if you're using that grant stuff for something else, you'll lose your grants.
Yeah, Perkins. Yep.
So
Okay.
next one is the high school chiller replacement. So this is a project that was approved last year. Our existing chiller has been disconnected in the fall. They did it about October, early November timeframe. The new chiller is here locally, and we're kind of just waiting out the weather. We don't really need it until the temperatures are hot, late spring.
Right.
All the equipment is here and ready. And as soon as we get that weather break in the spring, they'll finish installation.
Okay.
As far as capital projects, those are the only 2 that I currently have open and running. The concrete for Mill Hall Elementary I didn't put on here, but that just got delayed till spring due to weather. They didn't want to risk pouring concrete that close to December because we're going to have to throw salt on it. So we decided to wait till spring, and that way it'll have a full 9 months or so of curing before we ever have to treat it for, foul weather in the winter.
Right. All right, cool. Any questions, Elizabeth? Wow, I never heard her be quiet before.
Oh, come on. No, I do not, but thank you for asking.
All right. Go to number 5, the 10-year facility plan review.
Yeah, so that's a lot. This
There's
is
an awful lot there.
These were all of the items at every single school that we determined to be of the highest priority for the buildings. And this is kind of where we placed it out based on roof replacements, age of equipment, and over the next 10 years, if somebody somehow provides the money or we find it, there's a lot of money over the next 5 years to be spent, or 10 years to be spent, upkeep on our buildings. The downside is if there's not money and we can't find a grant to help fund it, that these things will continue to get pushed into the future. But here's my best take on where we stand today and what we look for in the future as far as maintenance concerns.
Okay.
Chair Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, last year, for whatever reason, and I'm not blaming anybody, the 10-year, we're supposed to do this every year, look at least once, go over the plan and updates. There's so much information in here, and there's even a couple projects that I recommended were taken off 2 years ago, but they're still on there. So to make a long story short, I would completely support tabling this until next month, and hopefully we have a shorter agenda, and then the new person, whoever this may be, we could really focus on that because there are some things there. And also, this sheet doesn't have the whole file. The
No,
whole
this
file.
is-
Yeah, that's just a snapshot because there's another file that has like the last year's and the year before and the year before and the year before and the year before. So I recommend considering putting that one on the agenda for next month if we do table this. So that way anyone can go in there and see the history of what we had on, what got accomplished. I find it helpful.
Elizabeth, I think, so as you know, Board Docs is fairly particular about the kind of files that you can upload on there. So we are only putting PDFs on here. There's the only, and that's the only secure file. If we were to put the whole Excel spreadsheet on there with all those previous tabs, it makes it an editable document for whoever downloads it. So I'm comfortable with sharing with the committee members that kind of extended file. I have some hesitations about putting it on Board Docs.
I completely agree with you. You're going exactly where I was going. So thank you, Dr. Redmond. So just a consideration, if you do table this, then you can email it out to whoever the 3 people are in the committee, because it is pretty extensive. What do you think,
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah. I think we can, but as all board members know, we're gonna have to work on this as a team, as all of us together, because we're gonna have to look at what's a priority and what's not. And I think Sam got laid with a bunch of stuff here, and I understand it. And we're just gonna have to walk through it as we can.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to table it until next month. Is that correct?
Yeah, that would be what I would say. Table it until we have more time to work through that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And we can just go. Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
we may want to plan a day, a couple hours, because when you look at the history, this is a very whittled down version of what we think needs to happen based on our current budgetary constraints.
Right. We don't really have
What's that?
we don't really have a secretary to keep track what we're talking about on this, do we?
Yeah, Brandy's here.
Yeah,
Huh?
Brandy's here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brandy and I have spent hours and hours trying to figure out what some of this stuff meant, find dates on when things were last replaced, and yeah, this is there's a lot that goes into this for sure.
Okay. Well, I didn't see anybody's name, Brandy or anybody, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, Sam, let's table that, and maybe the board could have a work session or something where we can all dig in on this with you and work through it.
Okay.
Chair Chris,
Yeah, Elizabeth.
I mean, since I've seen this report for the last 5 years, and whenever we started doing it, I don't remember. I highly recommend that you consider letting the facilities committee meeting just chip away a little bit and look at some things that we may want to take off. And then he can color codes some things. They used to do it that way. They
Right.
would color code them that this is the priority 1, this is priority 2. And then, yeah, then I think it would be ready for the full board. But right now, I think for anyone who has no history on this, it could be very overwhelming very quickly.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Okay, thank you.
You all right with that plan, Sam and Frank?
I am.
Okay.
Me.
All right, we go to number 6, maintenance personnel update. Sam, when we had our personnel meeting,
Yes.
we discussed this.
Hmm.
We understand what's going on with it and what we have to do. And we're waiting for a completion of the staffing study and that, and then we can make some adjustments here and move forward with it.
Okay.
So we know what we're doing and where we're headed.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Yep.
You want to add anything, Elizabeth or Frank?
No, well said. Well said.
All
It's on the
right.
radar, okay?
Number 7, the enterprise lease program.
Yeah. So
I thought we did this last year and we agreed. We voted, I remember, to accept that program and buy these vehicles out.
yes. So I was asked to provide an update, and I'm showing the list of 7 vehicles.
Right.
Attachment that we plan to purchase. I actually have the paperwork on my desk right now with all the mileages and everything to finalize the transaction with Enterprise for the school district to purchase them.
I thought this was done already.
Well, the leases weren't up yet when we asked for approval. This was
Okay.
our plan was to do this as they as the 5-year lease is up. Instead of just continue paying them, our plan was to purchase them outright. And for the price we're paying for the 7 vehicles and the amount of mileage, I will tell you this: one of those pickup trucks has $14,000 worth of snow plowing gear attached to it.
Right.
The school district would never want to buy another vehicle and have to buy new snowplow equipment to go on it because all the attachments are different. So it just
Right.
makes sense to keep on. We'll hold these vehicles as long as we can, and my plan is to run them into the ground over the next 10 years, probably.
Okay. I was
To be honest, that's where I'm at with it. Is we should not be getting rid of vehicles that have 15,000 miles on them.
Oh, I agree. I thought this was already done. That's why it surprised me.
Yep, it was just an update that was requested.
All right. I appreciate it. Elizabeth, any questions? All right. Move on to number 8, utility cost per school.
Yeah, so this was something that I've been working on for many hours. Brandy and I, the last couple months. Brandy put most of this together based on the bills that we've been paying. Something I noticed was our utility bills. There could be some discrepancies. One of which, at Liberty Curtain, we were still paying sewer discharge for like 300 and something people. So we got that reduced, saved about $3,500 to $4,000 a year. But
Cool.
we started paying really close attention to, what we're spending every month for electricity at the different schools. So I had, worked with Brandy, and she put this spreadsheet together for everybody to see. But I think it, this is where money goes, and we have
Yeah.
absolutely no control over our utilities. And I know the school did some cost saving things in the past, or energy savings projects, but this is a snapshot of where we're at in the last 6-7 months.
I'll say good job to Brandy for putting this together.
Yeah.
One big thing I see, Sam, and I cringe to think about it, is so many lights are left on. I've come in for the boardroom meetings early so many times, and all the lights are on in there and nobody's home.
Yeah, so some of that is, we have our nighttime custodians that work until midnight, basically.
Right?
Because I wanted the same thing. But that is why a lot of the lights are left on through the evenings until most of us are in bed.
Right?
Um,
But when I'm coming in, I mean, it's even during the daytime. And I only go to that one room. I can't imagine all the other ones.
Yeah, when I walk around, Chris, I notice too that boardroom light is on when it shouldn't be, and we're
Right.
working to get better at turning that off when people are done with it. But when I'm walking around in the rest of the school, often if there's no kids in the classroom, the lights are off.
Okay.
yeah,
I was going to say, what could we do to get people to turn the lights off when they're leaving a room?
well, most of our rooms are outfitted with motion sensors as well.
Right.
So that is something we've done through the years. Probably been working on that for the last 10 years or so. But yeah, we've made a note to pay extra attention to lighting systems. I have a pet peeve where the outside lighting stays on during the daylight hours, and
Right.
my guys get to feel that because when I see them, I'm always bringing it up.
Right.
Chair,
All right. Well, good job to you and Brandy on this.
Chair Chris.
Yeah.
I would like to consider to have this utility report. It's up to Sam and his team. Do you want to keep it on the facilities committee or do you want to keep it on the finance committee? So just think about that, because I think this is something, when we read those spreadsheets every month of bills that were paid, this way, if there's one entity keeping track of it, whoever it is, so then we can start doing like we did with enrollment. Okay? This year, this is how much they spent. This year, this is how much they spent. And so there's going to be something to evaluate, because if there are discrepancies over a 1, 2, 5, 10 year, that might help if a future facilities committee wants to study, evaluate, okay. All these little things that Sam has been noticing and the administration notices and the teacher notices. I mean, now is not the right time. We have too much on the plate. But
Right.
maybe someday in the future, if you keep this role going, she did a great job.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
So here's my recommendation. Sorry to butt in.
Please.
As hard as Brandy and I have worked on this, and as much as it means to us, because this is how I troubleshoot. This is how I find problems.
Yeah.
I would like Brandy and I to hold this piece with the facilities for as long as we're here with the school district.
Great.
Yeah, this is something I've done most of my career and life, and I guess I have a little extra pride in this, and I would like to keep it.
I think that's wonderful. I just didn't want it, to feel, I hate to use the word dumped on, but dumped on. But yeah, if you could start, however you folks decide, if you want to do it monthly or however you want to do it, so you can start doing comparisons. That would be
Right.
lovely. Whatever time
Yeah.
you feel. Okay.
If it's in front of us like you're doing, Sam, then we can look at it and have a history.
It sounds
And
good. Beth.
I like it, brother. Good job.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Thank you.
Brandy's hard work.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Brandy.
Brandy's doing great. Thank you much.
You're welcome.
All right. Next one, number 9. Status of KCSD asphalt macadam.
Yeah, so this was something that was asked about, and I put on here that our plan for next summer, there was a lot of overlay parking lot paving projects on our 10-year plan for different schools.
Right.
I just think based on our budgetary constraints, our best effort would be to find the worst locations in the parking lot, the potholes, the major concern areas, and try and patch some of those next year. I know the Bucktail campus was on previous 10-year plan to get done this summer, but you're looking $500,000 or more to do that. So between here in the local area, Mill Hall, Central Mountain Middle School, and the high school, and then up at the Bucktail Renova campus, our plan will be to get some quotes and patch some potholes, to try and keep things going for the next couple of years.
Good job, man. All right.
Here, Chris?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Okay, all right, the big question. The piece of equipment that Rob had us purchase years ago, the machine with all the supplies to tar patch the cracks.
Right.
Did you ever find the machine?
So that machine was like 15 years or so here at the school district.
Well, we just bought it for, Rob Pasella had us buy it.
And I have no record of that.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
All right, we'll just table this conversation right now, please. All right, here, I'm segueing. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So there was a piece of equipment. No, I did my research on this. There was a piece of equipment. There was a tar buggy that was old and it's got tar still in it. And then there was a burner. But we have a company that does the parking lot painting and everything for us. And he offered to buy some of that material from us to do the parking lots. And so the original quote was reduced by $1,000. We saved the school district $1,000 by providing some of that material with him. But the equipment itself that we had was not in good working order.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sam. Would you please consider this, and then just giving us an update next month? Please just call Rob Pasella, and ask him about that piece of equipment and the supplies he bought, and then you can just update us next month. That would be lovely. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but the conversation was back then is that the reason why they didn't use it because, I won't explain that.
Okay.
Not right now. But anyways, to make a long story short, okay, so before that happened, I brought this concept up and it wasn't championed. That we have these municipalities that live with us, okay? And we want to be good neighbors on both sides. That's huge, huge. And a lot of the municipalities that surround our schools, they already have the trained staff, they have the equipment, and they do it in the summertime for their own municipality. So my concept suggestion was for the facilities team to consider whether or not they want to reach out to the local municipalities and potentially make some sort of partnership. Okay. Since they already have all the equipment, they have the staff. So I'm just putting that bug in your ear. Haven't mentioned it. It's been about 4 years now. So there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, if there was a big piece of equipment bought, Elizabeth, and Sam knows nothing about it, we really need to know where did we buy it and where it went.
I could be remembering incorrectly, okay? Just he can make a phone call to Rob. That's all. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I will reach out.
Thanks, Sam. Number 10, Central Mountain Middle School Tremco roof inspection. Go ahead, Sam.
All right, so this was requested, and I provided the last full inspection. So our warranty with the roof is good through 2040. They completed their 5-year inspection in September of this past year, and the results are all posted here in the attachment. One of the questions that came up was if we added solar to these roofs that are under warranty, would it void the warranty? And I did speak with Tremco on this. It does not void the warranty, but there are some addendum items that we would have to agree to. If there was ever a roof leak, they would have to shut the panels off. They would have to, help with moving the panels so that the roofing company could do the maintenance on the roof. So there has to be an agreement between whatever solar company you would pick and the roofing company. Some of the quotes that we got in the past with McClure had worked with Tremco, and they've done numerous projects together, and that way it does not void any warranties. But there's certainly an addendum and some additional agreements that have to be signed between the school district, the solar company, and Tremco, stating that they will shut the solar panels off so that maintenance can be done, and they will remove them from the affected area. When I spoke to the representative from Tremco, he said that's one thing that they do run into is the solar companies not only provide power for the school district, but they sell their extra additional power back to the grid. So the solar companies don't normally like to shut the panels down. That's why you have the addendum and other agreements that must be in place so that doesn't become an argument when the time comes for repairing a leak in the roof.
All right.
Well, thank you. And Chair Chris, may I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
So Sam, I looked at the report, easy to understand, beautiful. How do you feel about it?
I feel like we need to clean the roof.
Well, go ahead, sorry.
But I felt pretty good about it. I mean, the roof seems to be in good condition. Very rarely have if ever, did I hear of a roof leak at the middle school in my year and a half in this job. So I feel pretty good about it. I like that they come and do the inspections. I love the ease. It's a web-based portal where they upload all the inspection reports. Yeah, I'm very pleased with Tremco's service that I've seen so far.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, let's go to number 11. The PSO purchasing presentation.
So this was a requested item that I just updated for 2026. I put it out last year in 2025, and I updated the new numbers. So every January they increase the spending limits a little bit on basically emergency services or no need for bids, and then the middle area required 4 bids, and then the public bid area, and it also goes into the CoStars and the KP and the Keystone Purchasing Network group. So I just wanted to put this back out here for 2026.
All right, just so you know, when we did the finance committee meeting,
Yes.
one thing we did talk about was when we're opening bids, making sure we're doing it in a public meeting. I know last year you had some concerns about, well, if I have to wait, but we also looked at it as we have the finance committee meeting, we have the board meetings and all these other meetings, and when we open up a bid, we can do it publicly and not just in an office.
Okay.
Just so we're more transparent, that's all. But this all looks good from what I saw.
Chair Chris, can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, just curious to learn. The CoStars can't accept federal funds.
Correct.
Now I understand CoStars is Pennsylvania. I understand that, but can you kind of explain that just so I try to understand how that?
So to be a CoStars company, any contractor can go out to this website and they can register to be a CoStar company. And I mean, there's some paperwork they have to fill out. There's some requirements that they have to meet.
Mhm.
And then they become a registered CoStar contractor through the state of Pennsylvania. I don't know the difference in scrutiny between a Keystone Purchasing Network company and CoStar's well enough to speak public about. But if a Keystone Purchasing Network company, we can use federal funds for them. But that is going to be your big time. Those are going to be your big time companies that come in here and they hire local contractor, or not even local. They hire a bunch of subs to do the work. So they're like a consulting group, or that'll hire an engineering firm. They'll hire a general contractor, kind of like we had with Liberty Curtain. That is where you had, Crabtree, more engineering. You had a general, that's what you're going to get more so with KPN. Now with the CoStars would be like your HVAC companies, your metal building companies that we can use. And I've encouraged everyone local that I know, if you're a contractor and are interested, you should go get this CoStars certification so that you can start, at least being competitive with the school district here on, small and large jobs.
But isn't it true, Sam, that we could get some local contractors bidding on things that aren't CoStar? And sometimes
absolutely.
they can come in cheaper also.
Absolutely. We can solicit quotes from anybody, or if we want to open public bids, we can open public bids. From my experience so far, in a year and a half, every time I have a public bid, I get one, maybe two local folks, and then everybody else is from outside the area.
Okay. But I can remember back where nobody local got it and a lot of people were complaining about it. So if we're getting a start,
Yeah.
that's a good thing to do, to get local companies involved.
Yeah, I think
After all, they pay taxes to us. So they're getting a little work back. So that's cool.
Yeah, I can tell you, Chris, that is my number one priority is looking locally first.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay for travel. We don't have to pay for hotels. And the folks that get the work are paying taxes to the school district. So,
Yeah. And I appreciate you doing that.
yeah.
All right. Anybody got anything else on that? All right. Let's go to number 12, the junior high baseball program.
Yeah, so this was a question that came up about where the team is going to play. I spoke with Dave Peters. Very good conversation. So in the years past, the high school junior varsity team used to play at Beech Creek Legion Field when the regular varsity team was occupying Mill Hall Park. So now the junior high baseball team will also use that same field in Beech Creek and augment with the JV and varsity team in Mill Hall. David has assured me that we have a very good working relationship with them, and he's pretty excited for the new year.
Okay.
Um,
And any questions, Elizabeth?
yes, thank you. Please tell Dave thank you too. I know their first idea was just a concept, and I'm glad this is wonderful. Beech Creek is wonderful. They've been great partners for us. And I also just put a bug in your ear in case another team or something gets a little bit congested. Wayne Township has a huge, really nice facility for baseball also. So just if anything gets too congested, that is another option. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Gungdale
It's the
River.
same.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's the same thing for the Lions ball field over in Loganton, Sam. They actually extended their fences and everything to make it PIAA certifiable.
Oh,
Because
really?
they have leagues over there playing, yeah.
Well, that's good to know. So plenty of options in the area.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why when we talk about the 10-year plan, we can finally take off that whatever millions of dollars for a baseball field is. That's another month.
All right. Under C, items to discuss, public school facility improvement grant program.
Yeah, so this is I wanted to let everyone know what we're working on. Dr. Redmond and myself, we're looking at projects around the district that we can possibly use this money for. We just spoke this morning. He'd like me to put a priority list together for the next several years because some of these grants are available every year. And this is a 25% match grant. So whatever the cost of the project, the school district would have to come up with 25% of that overall cost. But I am currently working on a project for replacing the remaining HVAC systems at the high school. So there's 6 Resner units, which we use for heating all the hallways. And then there's 6 additional rooftop units that have yet to be replaced. Plus, the building automation system on those older units at the high school is original install from 27 years ago. And then the third project is Woodward Elementary. Woodward Elementary has a geothermal heat pump system. So there's 24 geothermal wells over there. Each classroom has its own heat pump unit. Something that myself and the contracting company have been digging into is that maintenance in the past may not have been the greatest. So we are trying to repair some of those units at a much lower cost first before we wholesale a major project. That's why right now the high school would be our top priority for this year's grant money, and then maybe once we figure out the real status of the units at Woodward, that can go for next year. But so it's just something we're working on. I put on here, some of the criteria,
Right.
and the attachment is the state pamphlet on what the grant is all about.
Great.
Cool.
Chair Chris?
Yeah.
Yes, please. If there's anything the board members can do, you need letters from representatives, whatever we can do to help get the word out, champion, okay? So just
Yeah.
please let us know.
Absolutely.
Not a problem. Sam, you are aware that we finally got the PCCD grants approved, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's going to be coming up to you real soon.
That's Verkada security.
Yep, for the Verkada system.
Verkada, yeah. All right.
All right, cool. Next one, number 2, parallel parking designated location for training.
Yeah, this was a question that came up when I met with Elizabeth and John the other day. So I did put on here the locations. I've reached out to the security team for their support on this. They usually help with designing signs and things for the schools. So if we needed to put a sign to designate an area, but I do know for a fact that we have provided cones at Mill Hall Elementary for their areas. But each one of these is a map of where kids can go practice parking with their parents. But I made sure that I put in here that, it must be a kid, we must meet all those Pennsylvania state requirements for who's chaperoning the new drivers and the cars around the school district. So It was just,
Okay,
this was just put out there to identify locations so people were made aware.
all
Chair,
right,
Chair Chris,
yeah.
this is such a new concept. Is it okay if we keep this on the agenda or bring it back? What do you say, Sam? So we can keep it sort of moving forward. I don't know if there's anything we have to do, administration needs to do for, like you said, signage, when we can publicize it. Are we not going to publicize it?
But I think when the full plan gets together, we better make sure it goes through the solicitor just to,
Yeah.
so that we can have this and speak with our insurance company, to make sure that they're okay with us. You know, it's not a liability concern. But I know for a fact when my daughter was 16 and had her permit, I took her to Mill Hall Elementary and I used the cones and this was just last year. So it's very
Yeah.
fresh in my mind.
Every summer I see, I mean, maybe I should, but every summer I see adults out there with younger people.
Oh yeah.
But it is, I would love, me personally, I would like, Chris, I recommend that the administration keep working on this. Sam keeps working on this and comes back to us.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. Last thing, discussion is goal setting. And I'm gonna say it, I don't care if anybody agrees or not. I think that, I am really gonna work hard on my committees to push this working as a team together. And that would be my biggest goal, is to get everybody, Sam, your department, the administration department and the board, to get everybody on the same page so that we can work together as a team. We're here to do everything that the taxpayers need and be sufficient with their money, but make the best atmosphere for a school for students that we can. And that would be my goal, to keep everybody in the loop, stay transparent, and make stuff happen.
No, I think that, and this is the facility. I mean, I'll be honest with you, of all the committees, this has always been my favorite. Great group. But one of my goals would be is to get the 10-year plan updated. To me, that's like a priority goal.
Right.
So to keep that, which I think we've already kind of made that recommendation that this is going to be something we're going to keep working on. And the other goal I have personally for this committee is to consider in a couple months, whether or not we want to have some sort of tour based on whatever Sam and administration says for the board. I think that might be a good goal for this year, to tour something, whatever that something may be. So
Right.
those are my two big ones, is the 10-year facility plan. And then my third one, but this is 6 months down the road or farther, we can start talking about if we want to go any farther or deeper with grants. And that's a whole nother discussion. They're already picking up a few here and there, which is great, but since we don't have any directive from the board, maybe this would be the committee that could look more into that and maybe give a recommendation to the board at some point, like down the road. So those are my three.
I think we should be pounding on grants.
Well,
And that's just my thought. They're out there, but we have to have somebody dedicated that can go get them. And I fully believe we need to do that. The 10-year plan, I agree with. We really need to sit with Sam and work on that, because that 10-year plan,
yeah.
It's like a
Sam's
dark
been here
cloud.
for 1 year.
Yeah, the 10-year plan to me for the last year and a half has been like this dark cloud that everybody runs from.
Right. And I think, Sam, that we could set in a meeting, since this is virtual, we can't. But I think we could sit in a group as a meeting in the boardroom and work that out and update it and make it right.
Yeah. Yeah, I just dwindled it way down.
All right, anybody got anything else?
Your meeting discussion time. You said
Huh?
you wanted me to put it on the agenda, whether or not you want to keep it 6 o'clock or move it closer to
Oh,
4 or 5.
yeah, because the facilities comes after personnel. And if we gave personnel a 2-hour window and then we brought facilities back, so if Sam, you and Dr. Redmond, give me your thoughts. Instead of doing this meeting at 6 at night, if we did it at 5, would that be any help?
I would say, sorry, Dr. Redmond, I'm going to go first, but
Yeah, please.
so my thoughts are this: is my crew works 6 to 2:30. Brandy works 7 to 3. So if I bring her after 3 o'clock, then we got to pay her overtime for it.
Okay.
And like today, plowing snow, I'm 12 hours into my day before the meeting starts. So not overly complaining, but I thoroughly enjoyed the 1 p.m. meeting as compared to this 6 p.m. So any earlier in the day that we can make it is beneficial to me and Brandy for sure.
I liked 1
Okay.
p.m. I always liked 1 p.m.
Well, if we do that at 1, yeah, and personnel's at 3, that would work. I have no problem with that.
So can we
Dr.
put it?
Redmond?
Oh,
I'm doing meetings in the evening may on its face provide the opportunity for more members of the public to join in. However,
Right.
everyone who's involved on the school side of things has already put in at least a full day of work before this committee meeting comes around. And so, we're paying for extra time and we have exhausted people.
Yeah.
And the more we do these meetings in the evening, the more that happens. So I'm always going to advocate to put it during the work day because that's when our people work. I understand that there may be people that want to participate. I get that 100%. Somewhere there's a balance, right? Just like a bank doesn't do its business in the evening, and stores have their regular hours and all that sort of thing. We can only get so much out of our people. So I'm always going to advocate for that.
I will too, and I'll advocate for that also. But
Right.
I'll also say that the only staff that should be coming to these meetings are ones that are essential and have to be there.
Yeah. So specifically, Sam and Brandy and myself, of course, but then we also have technology support.
Right. Yeah. So if we want to go for moving them to 1 o'clock, 1:30, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. I'm total game.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, and I'll be honest with you. I've been on committees 6 years now, and I think I've had one person say to me, "Why aren't they at night?" But the beauty of YouTube is any board member can see what another committee is doing. That's huge.
Yep.
And then
Absolutely. And so can the public.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Then the public can watch it. Let's say they watch the facilities, and then they email the chair. Okay,
Right.
how do you do blah blah? So it's actually better, to be honest with you, to go with the 1 o'clock for everybody, and minus those small percentage of people. But again, we're here for the staff, and we take the public's interest, but we're here for the staff. That's how I feel about it.
Okay. So I don't think we need board approval to do that.
Nope. The committee chair can set the time of the meeting.
That's what I thought. So Dr. Redmond, will you get with Christine and have her from now on put this meeting at 1 o'clock, please?
Yeah. Brandy's taking notes on this, and we will talk about this in cabinet on Monday, if not
Beautiful.
sooner.
Beautiful.
Okay, cool. I didn't mean to cut Brandy out, but I thought Christine did all the calendar work. That's why I mentioned her, but Brandy
Everything's a
can
team,
do it
Chris.
also.
We do everything as a team.
Okay. All right. Anybody have anything else? If not, let's be done.
Yeah, topics for future discussion, those couple things we tabled. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right. 7:25. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. See ya.